please let them know what you just said, Tito.
What it said? You mess with one bean, you mess with the whole burrito.
You damn right.
Damn right.
You damn right, man. Cruise Show, Power 106.
Hey.
Tito Ortiz is on the show right now, bro.
Yes, sir.
Listen, you are a longtime Power 106 family member.
Love that.
Yes.
Right? He saw Jeff in the Cruise Show office, and he was like, whoa, like, what's going on, man? They've been
19
through
years,
it.
19 and a half years.
Damn. Yeah, you two used to live together, right? You guys were roommates, right?
He was my bunkie, for
He
sure.
was your bunkie, right? Your spotter or something, you know?
But he was on the top bunk.
He was a top. He was a wingman for you, right?
Yep,
No,
yep.
but seriously, Jeff, you've known Tito for a while.
Tito's always been great to Power 106, man. He's wore the logo on his shorts in the fight, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Bro,
man, thanks, dude.
Like, he
I
just
love
To
that.
represent, man.
he understands LA, understand what Power 106 means to the city, you know?
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
greatly appreciated, brother.
Hell
Thank you.
yeah.
Always, man.
That
I'm
is
sure
love.
all listeners, you guys are on my number one. Bam. Next to a couple other stations, but hey, you know what?
That's all right.
Always
That's
gotta
all
listen to my
right.
We're
hip-hop.
number
It's cool.
one.
That's right. What do you listen to, though, as far as hip hop? Who do you listen to?
Eminem, Tupac.
That's right.
All West Coast stuff,
Kendrick Lamar.
A little bit, my kids like that a little more.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
It's funny because I have on Pandora when I'm running stuff. I have my Eminem station, and it just kind of seems like all the old hip hop always comes up.
Right.
I'm an old school hip hop man,
Dude, you bring up your kids, man, and they are what, 7?
7, and I have a 14-year-old also.
And a 14-year-old. Yeah, and the 7-year-olds, right?
Twins.
They're twins. They lift weights.
No, they don't lift weights.
They don't lift weights. Are they working out?
Yes, they wrestle. And they do 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, and 25 pull-ups every single night.
Every
7
night.
years old.
Damn.
Yeah.
On their own, they just wanted to do that.
Nope, they don't. I don't want to do that. I just school's number one.
Of course.
They read all the time. My girlfriend Amber does an amazing job with me raising these kids, but at the same time, I have one opportunity to be a great father. I have one opportunity to raise these kids the right way.
That's right.
They don't drink soda. They don't eat candy. They don't have ice cream.
Good for you, man.
They don't do anything like that because they never tasted before. Why would I give the opportunity to a kid to have
So they don't know
something?
what they're missing, right?
They don't know what they're missing.
Yeah, they never know until you give it to them.
Exactly. And, that's my job as a parent. It's my job as a father.
So what do you do for Halloween when they get candy and stuff? Are they allowed to eat it?
Yes. On Halloween, only on Halloween, they're allowed to. They get 8 pieces. Last year was 7 pieces. This year's 8 pieces. So they get to pick 8 of their pieces. And they get
You
to
realize
enjoy
your
the
twins can fuck me up?
night. Not yet.
Nah.
They're only about, they're about
Together,
70
yeah.
pounds right
Together, bro, it's a wrap.
Tag team.
Yo, 25 pull-ups, that's a lot for anybody.
I don't, one of them, Journey, he's a little stud. He already has an 8-pack. And
His name
he
is
has a
Journey?
Journey.
Oh, that's a dope name. I
That
like
is a
that.
really cool
From the
name.
band Journey, but he went through a huge journey being where he is right now. They're premature by 7 weeks.
Oh, wow.
One was 3 pounds, the other was 4 pounds.
Yeah.
Wow.
Journey was 3 pounds. Jesse was 4 pounds.
Oh, my goodness, bro.
And they're little monsters now.
Yeah.
70 pounds, and they're jacked.
Healthy.
Healthy. I feed them right. That's really important to feed them the right way.
Their
I take
diet's
my
probably
time with
so
it.
amazing.
Yeah, right.
I cook for them. My girlfriend Amber cooks for them also.
Very cool.
We have one opportunity to raise these kids the right way, man.
We're going to hire them for security if that's okay with you.
You give them about another year. Yeah. By the time they turn 8, they'll be up to 200 push-ups. So yeah, for sure.
Jeez.
What's going on for Halloween at your house? I'm hearing that there's going to be a haunted circus. What's going down?
We're doing a circus tent. It's going to show up. I don't know if you guys watched the movie It.
Yeah.
Pennywise.
This guy right here, right?
Yeah, that guy right there. He's going to show up.
That's so creepy.
Yeah. There's going to be a
You
lot
can
of
borrow the mask if you want, bro. You know what I'm saying?
So
That's crazy.
every year in my neighborhood, I always try to do something good for the kids. Something.
that's
the
very
kids,
dope.
They don't want to walk in our house. Last year,
So they're so scared.
Yeah.
That's how good it is.
That's how good it is. No, I have kids that don't want to show up. Last year we did an electric chair. So
Hell yeah.
My dad was a carpenter, so I built an electric chair with
An electric chair?
and I was in the electric chair myself. I had a white outfit on, and I put a white cape thing over my head, and so you couldn't see me. And then I had a bandage thing over my, so look, I was getting electrocuted.
Right.
We had that noise in the background.
Oh my
I was
God.
screaming, and I was like, "Help
Oh,
me, help
no.
me."
He's like, last year we shot somebody. It was awesome.
It was amazing. Just blood everywhere.
No, that was back in San Antonio when I used to grow up.
Right. That's right. Clowns are getting beat up, though, Tito, so you got to be careful, man.
Seems like they're everywhere now.
Yeah, right?
No.
Ain't nobody beating up Tito. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's true.
No.
So come at me.
Dude, I have to ask. We've asked John Legend. We've asked Chance the Rapper, Jeezy as well. So I have to ask: should I watch The Baby? I'm expecting, or my fiance and I are expecting our first child. Should I watch my child come out of my fiance?
Yes.
Oh,
God. Oh, see?
Why,
See?
Tito? Why? That was a quick yes. Why?
It's amazing. is the most amazing thing because it's not about her anymore, and it's not about you anymore.
Of course.
It's about this children's life coming into this world.
But all that stuff coming out of it as well.
Thank you, Todd.
But you don't even pay
block it
attention to
out?
that. You block it out.
Really?
Yeah.
Because you're so in love with your child and you're in the moment, but you're watching it come out screaming, and at first it's the head, and then there's an arm,
and
and
then they pull it out, and all of a sudden, and then it's purple, and all of a sudden it gets a little red and a little pink, and then all of a sudden it's like because through the whole birth, I talk to my kids, in the stomach.
Is that right? Yeah.
It's really important to talk and talk and talk, and then when the baby came out, and after you wiped him off, Jesse wiped him off, and I was like, Jesse. And he opened his eyes and looked at me, and I was like, wow.
Whoa.
And that's just, it's so heartfelt, and it's like, you don't understand love until you have a kid.
Right.
People say, oh, babe, I love you so much.
I love these shoes. I love my car.
I love my life.
Career, my job.
Yeah. When you have a kid and it's yours, and it's your blood, you'll do anything in the world to make sure that thing's safe, that kid is safe.
Yeah, dude.
And I've done that, and it's just, like I said,
So you stood in the front. You had front row seats.
Man,
To all 3 of your kids?
I videoed, yes. I
Wow.
videoed it. I watched it. I was the first one to hold them, all 3 of them. I know I'm a fighter, of course, but I'm a big-hearted man. And
That's what I've heard too, Tito. I've heard.
My children are my number one.
My man.
I will do anything in the world for my kids to make sure it's done right.
That's right.
These kids aren't asked to be brought in this world. We ask them to be brought in this world. And so
Yeah, it's our fault. You know what I mean?
Got to do it right.
It's funny, I sit and I watch other parents, and I just they take it as a commodity. It's like, cool.
Yeah.
I'm a parent now. Look, I have kids. No.
It's not a trophy.
It's not a trophy. You gotta sit there and you gotta spend time with it.
Yeah.
Nannies, get rid of your nannies, man. Take
No
care
nannies.
of the stuff yourself.
Is that right?
Growing up as a kid, I had 3 older brothers, and my mom's did it all over by herself.
Wow.
It's one of those things you got to do it by yourself because you're never going to miss that love. The kids grow up so fast. It's just
Right.
And you have the opportunity to be that, in their minds and in their life the whole time. But they know it's like when they cry, they reach for you. When they need help, they reach for you.
They want you. Yeah.
When they need questions, they ask you. They're not going to ask the nanny. They're not going to ask a friend. You don't want
them to,
You don't
yeah.
want them to.
Right.
Yeah,
You don't want to be raised by a nanny.
You
know
want
what I
them
mean?
to go to
A lot of
you.
people in LA are raised by nannies, or
Right.
they're raised by someone else, or they call their grandma mom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's hard because I know there's a lot of women out there who want to be dependent. They want to, independent. They want to go out and they want to have their career, but then they have kids and they think, well, I'll have the nanny come in and take care of this while I'm at work, and they come back from work and they're too tired and they want to deal with the baby crying and feeding the kid. Get rid of your job. Your man should support you, and you take care of him. And it's old school, man. That's the way I was raised. That's the way I was growing up. My girlfriend Amber, she was raised the same way, so we have the same ideas as how to raise kids the right way. And so far, so good. We're doing great. We just had a child parent conference, and the teacher was like,
How'd that go?
Amazing. The kids are excelling like no other. And one's a little bit brighter than the other, but the one
Someone has to be.
Hey, that happens, though.
I may have rephrased that the wrong way. It's not the rate of bright. I think it's just he's more stubborn. He's me. He's stubborn. He believes in his way, but the other one is just very open-minded.
Right.
He wants to learn and wants to get as much of life as possible.
Sure.
And he thinks about the future. He thinks about what he wants to become later. And I finally introduced the word of valedictorian to him. He's like, I want to be that.
Oh, that's
So
dope.
it's like cool.
Oh,
It's like,
wow. Now he has a goal.
I'm setting these goals for these
Yep.
kids for the future.
Very cool.
And my oldest son, Jacob, he wants to fight. So I said, okay, Jacob, so what's our deal?
There you go.
He goes, okay, yes, Dad, I understand. I have to get my master's degree first.
Is that the contract?
That's the contract.
Damn, master's degree?
So I have to get his master's. So my kids, their school's paid for. I was, financially, I was able to take care of their future no matter what. So their school's taken care of.
That's dope.
He wants to go to Stanford University. So I'm building these kids the right way so they understand what life is truly about. So I'm not throwing them out to the wolves right off the bat. I'm building wolves.
Yeah, no,
I like that.
You have that responsibility, man, and that
Building
obligation.
wolves.
You know what I mean? I'm building wolves.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Tito Ortiz is here,
Man.
Show. Power 106. Okay, so it's the bad boy meets the bad guy. January
girl.
21st.
Uh-oh.
Bad girl.
Yeah.
Hey, at the forum in Los Angeles, this guy Chael, right? Chael, son, and you have gone on record by saying this is his death sentence.
Yes. I'm whooping his ass. He don't understand it. He's
The
coming.
minute I say his name, by the way, your face.
I just don't like this cat. This cat just spreading rumors that are just bullshit.
You can say it. You're fine.
No, you're fucking fine. What
Bro,
about it?
say whatever the fuck you
You're
want.
Tito fucking Ortiz.
No, he said some shit about me. What
did he say?
I don't understand. He said my Phantom got repoed. I was like, motherfucker, I worked so hard for that thing right now. You're going to tell me I got repoed?
The Phantom did not get repo.
No, my Phantom's sitting in my driveway pimping right now. With 26s on that thing.
My man.
I've worked hard, man.
Yeah.
I've worked so hard. From a kid coming up in Santa, growing up, with gangs and stuff, and being able to get out of that, get off of drugs, and be able to focus my life into school and dedicate myself to a sport over the last 19 and a half years. I'm not getting rid of anything. I live on the harbor in Huntington Beach. I've worked my butt off to get in that position. I'm self-made millionaire, man. I made everything I've got. Now I'm thankful for it. And I look back and I'm not losing anything. I'm giving my kids the opportunity that I've always wanted as a kid growing up. And through his hard work and dedication, that's what I'm treating them,
That's dope.
I show them these ways of respect and values. What you want to be treated like is how you should treat other people. And that's the values we hold in our home.
For sure.
It's very, very important. Really important.
My man came in here with this suit too, looking extra
Nice
sharp.
suit.
My man, like that's
Jeez.
important,
Dress for
right?
success, man.
That's the young three-piece,
Dress for
bro. I see
success.
it, bro. Yeah, right. Like that's very important for you.
Yeah, it's very important. I mean, I've worked hard, man. And then, like I said, Bellator, that's on Spike Television. Of course, our fight's on January 21st. I'll be fighting Chelson. And this is business to me. And I'm a businessman. And I understand that when it's fight game, I want to get in the gym and I train my butt off 3 times a day, 5 days a week. And that's my job. When it's time to do the PR stuff, going out, shaking hands, kissing babies, is professional.
My man.
I dress to a T. I dress nice. I make great money, and I'm very thankful for it. I'm thankful for all my fans, the ones who support me and the ones who don't support me.
Yeah, right. Because
talking.
there are people out there that feel you don't deserve it, that you don't deserve this life, or they feel that you don't deserve a shot.
Oh, well, you know what? Those are the people that'll sit there and just point fingers and look back at their lives and going, damn, I wish I would have done it. I could look back on my life and go, you know what? I went out and I did it. Sometime I failed. I got back on that horse and I kept right at it again. You understand, I've had 8 surgeries. I've had 3 knee surgeries. I've ACL replaced my left knee, ACL replaced my right knee, 50% of my meniscus taken out of my right knee. I've had an L45 S1 fused.
I mean, I can relate. I had my gallbladder removed.
Wow.
I've had C6, C7 in my neck fused, C5, C4.
What does that mean? Sounds like a code.
Like pain.
These are in your neck. So there's C, which is C level, and then there's lumbar.
Right.
So
Damn, bro.
I've had 2 fuse and 1 disc replacement. I have reattached retina, my left eye.
What?
Yeah.
And you just got to keep going, bro.
You gotta
Concussions,
keep on the
probably.
horse, keep grinding. And people tell me, you know what, quit. And it's like, I love this, man. I don't want to quit.
Yeah.
I'm getting paid great money. I love doing this. I love, getting my body in shape. And it's just crazy seeing the transformation. And from when I'm out of shape to when I'm in shape is just amazing. I'm 41 years old. Thank God for my mom.
Good for
my dad
you.
for giving me the blood I have because, I don't look like I'm 41.
My man, nah,
No, you
bro.
don't.
Nah, man.
I just paid off the hard work, man, and believe in myself.
That's
and
right.
Believe in my heart and hard work and dedication. That's
All day, right?
That's how we all got here, man.
Yeah.
That's how we're all sitting here right now. It's
Believe it,
hard work
bro.
and dedication,
There's
man.
another fight going on, and it is the fight for the White House.
Yep.
Right? You're a huge Trump supporter.
Correct.
Right? We see you on Twitter, right?
Yep.
What are some of the fans saying to you or tweeting back to you when you tweet your support for Trump?
Well, there's a lot that do support me. There's a lot of Mexicans that do support me, but then there's the ones that don't support me. The ones that saying, you should be walking out with the Mexican flag the next time your next fight. I go, you know what? I'm going to be holding that thing loud and proud. People got to understand, this election is run by somebody who has done bad over the last 8 years. Now, we're going to have the same stuff that we had over the last 8 years for another 4 years, or are we going to change this? And a lot of people believed in Obama to change these things, and he never did. It got worse. It got a lot worse, and a lot more worse things happen in the States. People say, well, you're half Mexican. You should support us Mexicans. And I get it. I mean, I get it from George Lopez. I get it from all these guys. You got to understand, I'm not fighting for Mexico.
Right.
I'm fighting for America, for here.
But there are people that say this was Mexico.
And it was 4, 5 generations. When my family was here, 5 generations. I'm a 5-generation Mexican here. And times have changed.
Sure.
Everything has changed. Everybody wants to come to the States because how beautiful it is here. All of a
Opportunity.
sudden, we let all these other people, and it's not Mexicans that we're worried about letting in. All the Muslims that come in, all the people from different countries that come in. Now we
And he says illegally too. He's not saying people can't come to America. He's saying illegally is the problem. People forget that part though.
Thank you very much, and that's the number one thing. Whenever I travel anywhere, I have to have a passport. Some countries I have to have a visa.
Sure.
I got a DUI 5 years ago, and I can't even go to Canada anymore just because of the DUI. It was a mistake that I made, and
really?
It was a life lesson that I learned from it.
They won't let you back in though.
They won't let you back in.
That's for DUI. For DUI, really?
Canada is very strict.
Canada don't play, right?
Wow.
They don't let you in.
Wow.
Why can't we be like this? Where we hold it, where people are allowed to come in our country. Let's do a background check. Let's just figure out, let's keep this country safe.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful to live here. Everything's so nice. Let's keep it safe. But the number one thing that really bothers me the most is our United States troops. They are shit on like no other by our country. How many vets you look who are homeless?
Yeah, we were just talking about that this morning. Yeah.
How many Purple Heart guys who are selling their Purple Heart just to pay for their meals?
Oh, that's terrible. That's terrible. Those guys should not be able to buy a drink. A drink should be on the house if you got a Purple Heart, bro.
You know what? A troop, if anytime I go to any restaurant or anything at all and I see a troop, I'll go and I'll pick up his bill.
Is that right?
I mean,
you thank them for their service?
I thank them for their services. Every time I go into an airport, I shake their hand and say, thank you for your service. They look at me like I'm strange, and all of a sudden, like, oh, shit, that's Tito Ortiz.
Yeah, I know, right?
I go out of my way. I mean, I've been to Iraq 6 times. I've seen the young kids on the front lines.
You've done that tour?
I've done that tour 6
Very
times.
cool, man. A lot of people are scared to do that.
Yeah, I went down. I mean, I did it where it was a yellow where you weren't allowed to go anywhere. I got stuck on the fob where I couldn't go anywhere. I think it was in, northern part of Iraq, and we had to stay for the night because they were bombing. You hear it coming in too.
Yeah. So
I went out of my way.
Stayed in a container and all that, or?
Well, I mean, in the fob, you stay in the deeper area where they're not going to be hit because they have the bomb, whatever, the defense for it.
Sure.
But I mean, I went to chow and I sat down, and usually all the guys in USO, they want to sit in their own table. And I asked the head host, I was like, any possible way I go sit with the guys? They're like, yeah, you want to do that? I go, hell yeah, I want to go do that. So I went, grabbed my plate, went, sat down in the middle of all of them, and kids like kind of looked up like, and you could see the fear, but then all of a sudden it just like changed. It was like, oh shit, Tito Ortiz, what are you doing in Iraq, man?
Hey, bro, you come here often?
You got a fight here or what?
And I sat down and go, I'm here to visit you guys, man. And I started talking to him, and I sat next to some kid, a little white kid next to him, and he was 18 years old, and he's like, I'm scared, man.
Wow.
I don't know who the enemy is. I follow my orders, but I don't know who the enemy is. All these guys are walking around with assault rifles, and until they point the gun at us, we can't do nothing about it.
Sure.
And these people are trying to defend for Iraq. They're trying to defend their country for them. Let them deal with their own shit. Let's deal with our stuff here in the States.
Right.
We have problems here. We have poverty.
Sure.
We have our veterans are out there begging for money on the street, sitting in a wheelchair. Why is this happening? And nothing's going to change with Hillary, and people don't understand that.
You think nothing will change with
nothing will? Yes, a lot of bad things will change. Worse things will come.
Well, let me ask you this: you're talking about the military, and Donald Trump has said that he hasn't paid his taxes, so we all know that, and that he's smarter for that. But our tax dollars go back to military; they go to veterans. So what about in that situation when somebody,
when $4.8 billion go to Libya to bring hostages over,
all the money to Iran?
That's our tax money.
Yeah.
A lot of the tax money doesn't go to veterans. They say it goes to veterans. That's bullshit. In one day, Trump raised $6.5 million in one day. How much money has Hillary ever raised for the troops? Besides her own interest, and the interest that comes from other countries, as in Saudi Arabia, Libya, Afghanistan. I mean, all these different people that come in and give her money to run for her the country. Tell me the special interest there. She's not showing for favors.
Sure.
Being done there.
But does he not come off as a maniac sometimes?
No,
with the verbiage.
He's a person who has a lot of heart and believes of the American way. I worked for him. I worked for him doing the Celebrity Apprentice.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
And I was next to his side. I was the only one. I was always next to his side.
What were those conversations like?
I always ask questions. And I go, how do you become a billionaire? And he goes, well, Tito,
you don't pay taxes.
I work
None of them
really,
do.
really, really hard. Well, if you found a loophole and you're not able to pay taxes.
Hell yeah, I'm not going to pay that shit if I don't have to. Are you kidding me?
I find loopholes, and not the fact that I pay my taxes. Yeah. I pay 49% of my money goes to taxes. That's a lot of money.
That's a lot, dude.
But
Dude, no one wants to pay
comes
taxes.
around, I'm like,
Nobody
"Oh,
wants to
man.
pay taxes, but
Yeah, right, man, I
fail.
can buy a house with this right now. Are
Yeah.
you kidding me?
I
And
know,
work
right?
hard for money.
It
but-
comes to a point where you're like, whatever I can write off, I will. You know what I mean? I will
Heck
write
yes.
off this tahine, bro.
Yeah, for sure. But if you're able to find these loopholes and you're able to find it the right way, if Hillary's been in office for so long, why didn't she change those things? Mm-hmm. He's found a loophole because he's a smart businessman. He understands business. He brings the right people around him to make this happen. And it goes back to the question I asked him how to become a billionaire. He goes, Tito, I never stop working. He goes, I try to find the top people in the business I'm in to make it the right way where I'm not going to fail. I refuse to fail. I will not fail. And this is before the presidential stuff even came about. This was him as a businessman, and he understands that. And he's going to make the cabinets and all the people around him doing the right things at the right time. He's going to change our government.
What about the locker room talk? Are you
Who hasn't done
right?
that?
I mean,
Who
you know,
hasn't
we've
done
all been in the locker room, but I don't know if we've all said that.
I haven't never said like that, but I mean, there's times I'm going, damn, that girl has a nice ass. I mean,
we all say that.
We all come
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
As men, I mean, nothing against women. I apologize.
No, it's okay. It's
and
okay.
Women are some of the
You
worst
should
ones. Are
hear,
you
bro,
kidding
what
me?
she says.
Yeah,
bro.
she's a savage.
I know girls, man. Girls are some of the worst ones. And
Dog, when she gets a D pic, we all have to see it and hear about it.
I show everybody.
This is called a deflect.
Right? The deflect.
Yeah, they deflect this because of what Hillary's truly about. But the things that she's done, I can't believe she's not in prison. If it was any of us, anybody in this United States, they'd be going to prison right now.
Well, they are, like General Petraeus and stuff. All those guys are all being locked up at the same for smaller things than she did.
Exactly. Now, all of a sudden, the people that know the truth and starting to speak out about it,
Yeah.
all of a sudden, they're being knocked off.
Yeah, they're disappearing.
all of a sudden, it's suicide. Yeah, all of a sudden, it's happening now.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a super intelligent man, but I know right from wrong. And wrong, it's loud in my face that Hillary's wrong. And you know, we work so hard as Americans in this earth here right now.
Yes, we do.
And here in the United States, we work hard. Why are we going to give an opportunity for so many people to be in this country, to inflate this country worse than it is right now? And I have nothing against nobody at all. And, you know, Trump says build the wall. That's not going to work. Come on, man. They'll find a way to get over here no matter what.
Bro,
that's not what's about.
we can climb walls,
Once
bro.
again, that's a deflection. That's a deflection so they could bring more Syrian refugees in this country.
Sure.
Now they're going to take care of the refugees better than they take care of the troops that come back from war? I don't understand that. And
That sounds crazy. That
I'm
sounds
speaking
crazy.
from the heart. I'm
Yeah.
truly speaking
And this
from
is
the
your
heart.
opinion, and you're
this is
entitled to
strictly
that, my man. You know what I mean?
And I'm willing to sacrifice fans. Sacrifice fans. And I've always spoke my mind through my career. I'll speak it the way I'm going to speak it because, you know what? To me, it's the truth.
Yep.
To me, it's what I believe. And what I want to believe is this country is the greatest. And I want it to be like that again. I've lost my business this last year in a gym because I had to pay so much in taxes. Was Obamacare killed me. I mean, there's so much things that I just looked at it and it just didn't make sense to me anymore.
So it's personal for you.
It's personal, I mean, especially with the troops. The troop thing is just, it irks me, man.
Yeah, man.
Those people that suffer and spend time away from their families,
Sure.
the men and women who serve for our country, it's like they need to have a lot more respect than they do. And Trump is the person who does respect them to that value. He's going to bring the right people behind him to make it happen, I think. And in my mind, in my opinion, that's what I believe. You know, growing up as a kid, I've always been told, don't ever associate your person or yourself with someone who's a liar. Well, how much of a liar do you need to be to erase 30,000 emails? To sit there and lie. And she talks about women, about how she supports women, but then she takes special interests from Saudi Arabia. I've been to Saudi Arabia.
Dude, the Middle East don't like women.
Well,
it's pretty bad out
They
there.
treat their women differently.
Yeah.
They kill gays. If you're a homosexual, they'll kill you. There's so much, and if that Sharia law is adapted here, I don't know if people would pay attention.
It's very scary.
Of things that happen in Minnesota, things that happen in Chicago. It's growing bigger and bigger and bigger. I mean, I'm not a Christian person, but I believe in those beliefs. And I think the respect and the values that we need to carry here in the United States need to stay that way. And if the Sharia law came in here, girls,
Girls.
man, they need to understand.
Yo, I know, right? Could get crazy. What's up, Jeff? What's going on, man?
We kind of answered. I was going to ask him
Yep.
if he disagreed with anything that Trump policy-wise, and you said the wall, which that's kind of what I was going to ask.
Yeah.
Is that something?
And
that
another
you
one
could
too that I'm really passionate about is the pro-life deal.
Yeah.
I do not agree upon that.
Yeah.
That's one thing I don't. And,
that's where religion and politics kind of get really.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, for a woman, you got to understand, bringing a kid into this world has to be a solid decision. There's girls that are getting raped and getting pregnant.
Right.
There's so many different things that happen. I mean, what if the kid has health problems and half of his brains didn't develop all the way?
Sure.
Or things like that. And then there's families that do deal with that. They do have to take care of their kid for the rest of the kid's life. And more power to those parents. And I'm very proud of those parents that do that. But at the same time, I think a woman should have the opportunity to make that decision, because it is the worst decision to make.
That is a tough one.
I mean, it's a super tough decision.
And the government shouldn't be making that decision for us.
The government should not make that decision. I mean, like I say, once again, that's my opinion. That's my belief.
Absolutely.
But as a father, to raise a family is really, really hard.
Yeah.
Really hard.
Tito, you have a meeting with Hillary, and it's about 10 seconds long. What do you say? You don't say, you should be in jail, right?
Yeah.
Or do you?
What do you say? What do you ask?
I think the biggest thing is how could you turn your back on our troops when they needed you the most? How could you let Benghazi happen the way it happened?
Ooh. Dude, that Benghazi, that's insane.
But people haven't seen, was it 26 hours? No, 13 hours.
Yeah.
13 hours. People haven't seen the movie 13 hours. Go watch the movie 13 hours before you make your decision on the vote, and see how much this woman cares about our troops. These men and women who sacrifice their time, sacrifice their life for our country, and to have their back turned on them when they're needed and most. I mean, it frustrates me. It angers me, because these people weren't real willing to risk their life for our country, but the country's not willing to take care of them when they come back, and not willing to defend them when they need defense.
What's up, Todd?
So what do you think about like someone like Kaepernick who takes a knee during the national anthem?
I slapped the fuck out of that guy.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
It turned me off to football. I don't watch football anymore, man.
Because of him. Because of
Because of him,
Kaepernick.
man.
Wow.
It just turns me off, man.
Why?
So you understand the whole national anthem, why it's said?
You know,
do you know? Do you know?
This,
a little
yeah,
bit?
yeah. You know what I mean? Enough, I guess. I mean,
How 13 colonies they stood, and the British government came over and said, "Well, you guys are going to follow our laws no matter what." And they're like, "No, we're standing united to ourselves." And that flag raised as they bombed them. And it stayed raised, and they kept bombing at it, bombing at it, and that flag keeps staying raised. They're like, well, how in the hell is this flag staying raised? Well, after the war was all over and everything, and they looked, and there was dead bodies upon dead bodies, because these guys were sacrificing their lives to keep that flag up high. How can you not respect that? They want to come here, and Kaepernick, a punk kid who makes 14 million or whatever, 100.
He makes a lot.
how much does he make, Todd?
He's making a lot, like 15, 20 million. Or like.
He restructured his contract, but it's still a lot.
Yeah, and he's not even playing.
And he was raised by a white family. I don't understand that. You want to get publicity? I mean, you want to stand for something? I mean, at least stand in respect for a country you live in. If you don't like it, bounce. Get out of here. Go somewhere else.
Right.
Go somewhere else. If you don't like it, go somewhere else.
Yeah.
And I just
People have died for that flag, man.
people,
yeah?
and they still do.
And they're still dying for that flag. Sure.
There's a film right now that's just coming out. It's called Hacksaw Ridge, and Mel Gibson directed it. I just watched. I was at the premiere. The most amazing movie I think I've seen in a long time.
Is that right?
Since 13 Hour, but that's more of the political side of it. This was more of a person who never raised a gun and who wanted to be on the Red Cross, where they go and go pick up all the medic.
The medic.
Yeah,
I think I've seen the trailer.
Yeah, he wanted to be a medic.
He didn't want to carry a gun on him the whole time, right?
But he was a Christian. He didn't believe of picking up a gun.
Violence, sure.
Yep, and so he never did. But he went and he saved 75 lives on the top of the ridge, and he went and he risked his life by doing it, and he saved all these guys. That's just honor. That's honor for a country where you believe in something and you're willing to risk your own life for. And so many people have done this as the troops, and that's why I respect it. I mean, that's why I hold so tight to my heart. I've never served, but I've been over there and I've seen it. And I've seen the young kids, and I've seen the guys that come back, and I've seen the guys that blown off legs, blown off arms, half of their head missing. And these guys are like, I can't wait to get fixed so I can get back out there. And I'm looking at them like, man, you're missing a leg.
These guys who leave their families.
How do you not just want to go home?
I know. And it's just it's just crazy.
You saw somebody destroy Trump's star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame?
Yeah,
Someone
I just
took a
watched it.
sledgehammer
I
to
watched it this morning.
Yeah.
They'll find him. They know his name. They know who he is.
Yeah, they
They'll
interviewed
find
him and everything on why he was doing it.
Yeah, and he said he wanted to try to keep it for himself or something like that, or
that he was taking the star away since
People are losing their minds.
Donald Trump said that the star gives him power to treat women the way that he does.
Right, right.
So
The man's married. They're talking about 10 years ago that something happened, about a conversation that something happened.
That men were having, you know.
Let's talk about now. Let's talk about the 30,000 emails that were erased. Let's talk about the people in Benghazi who lost their lives. Let's talk about all the millions and millions and millions of dollars that she's being accepted from special interests from across seas, from the Middle East. I mean, there's so many things that it goes there. It seems rigged. It seems like it's. And now all of a sudden there's a new thing that just came out in Iowa or in Ohio that people go to vote for Trump and it goes to Hillary.
The hell?
Oh no.
That's like The Simpsons.
Yo, something wrong in the Matrix, man. That's crazy.
What can you do?
What can you do, man? Listen, Tito Ortiz and Chael Sonnen, the main event, Bellator 170 live and free on Spike as well.
Man.
Everybody
We're
watch
at the
that.
Forum, too.
It's going to be at the Forum,
Hell
so buy
yeah.
tickets, man. The
And
Forum.
And if anybody ever been at the Forum,
Hell yeah.
I've been there a long time ago.
We
and
love it there, bro.
It was so damn hot there, and I was like, God, they need to invest in some AC. You know
right,
what they
right.
did? But bam,
Boom.
they revamped everything in there. All the seats are brand new.
Oh, yeah,
The
everything's
AC
wow.
is
Yeah.
beautiful. It's nice.
a great place,
That's
man.
back when Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar played there.
Right.
I was a
Showtime.
kid. I was there a couple times. I mean, I was a big fan back in the day. It's nice to be there and be a main event.
Very cool. What's up, Jeff?
You worked for Dana for a while, right? Obviously. How do you think he's doing with this new iteration of UFC and some of the guys that are in there, and how he's running his business? Because it's definitely changed from the days that you were there, right?
Yeah, well, I don't have a clue. I ain't got to worry about that. It ain't my problem anymore. I'm able to step out and not pay attention to it and not deal with it because I dealt with so much bad stuff before.
Is that what it is? You have to deal with it?
Deal with it. That's it. Deal with it or go somewhere else. That's what he always told me. You don't like it, go somewhere else.
Wow.
And you did.
And I did. And I'm respected more. And it's nice to have a company that respects me. It's nice to have a company that has my back. If I have any questions, I have any problems, they'll help me out. They got my back no matter what. And I'm thankful for it. And all the guys at Spike, all everyone at Viacom, they're professional. And they do it the right way. Nothing's done on emotions. When I was at UFC, everything was done on emotions.
Is that right?
It's either his way or the highway.
Damn.
And you know what? I hopped in my Phantom and said, later. Peace.
And you're on the highway.
My man. Hey. Yo, Tito Ortiz, it was a pleasure meeting you, man. Thank you very much for being here.
Man. Yeah, I appreciate it. You know what?
Power 106 love.
Yeah, straight up, man.
You know, and all my fans out there, I appreciate your support. You know, like I say, I'm just a man and trying to do right here in the country, the United States. We are living the greatest country in the world, I believe, and let's keep it that way, man. I have one opportunity. You know, there's a lot of celebrities that won't speak their mind because they're too afraid to lose fans. I don't care. I speak my mind because I'm looking for the future of my children. And that's what's number one to me, is the safety and future of my children.
January 21st at the Forum.
Yeah.
It is going down. What's up,
It's
Jeff?
lit.
Got some pre-sale information for
Nice.
everybody. There's a special pre-sale going on. If you go to power106.com,
Yeah.
you can get a code there. Then link up with Ticketmaster and get a special discount to see the fight
hell
live.
yeah.
And the
So-
tickets go on sale this Friday.
Yeah, they go on sale Friday. So,
Nice.
but you
Very
got a
cool.
pre-sale vibe, so we'll make sure
Yeah,
we
you
get that
better
to
hurry up
everybody.
because these are going to go out quick.
Oh,
For
yeah.
sure. I think they only have 20,000 tickets. So
Hell
actually, no,
yeah.
I'll take it back. I think they probably only have about 15 because I know they hold about 5.
Yep.
So, yeah.
You know, you're always welcomed here, bro. You know what I mean?
appreciate it.
You're
very
always
much,
welcome
man.
here.
Thank you very much.
Straight up, man.
Yeah.
Tito Ortiz, man. Tito Cruise Show, Power 106.
Get some.